hello, my beloved souls. It is Woke Wednesday, and shout out to all of you beautiful light workers, way showers, crystals, indigos, witches, warlocks, shamans, healers, however you choose to resonate or what do you call it? Name yourself at this time, right? I love you. That's all that matters. That's we're all here together. So, we just had this beautiful new moon in Libra. The sun is in Libra. We just had the powerful equinox, and we still have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Libra, right? So we're talking about relationships, and love, and beauty, 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 all really being amplified at this time, right? Working with the goddess Venus. Venus is the planet that rules Libra. It also rules the number six, and this is a universal 6 year, right? So we have just really powerful energies, really supporting us as we transition and move towards really deeper levels of love, loving ourselves, loving each other, showing up in our beautiful, balanced, divine masculine and feminine energies, loving our light and our shadow side, right? As within, so without, as above, so below. So there's so much going on right now, so much going on to really just support us and really bringing our relationships into balance, right? And really just drawing and amplifying the love in our life, right? Whether that's the love that we have with other people, right? Because Libras are about relationships, like one-on-one relationships and communication, diplomacy, and partnership, or just a relationship that we have with ourselves, right? Like really just showing up for ourselves and loving ourselves and honoring ourselves and standing in our power and standing in our truth and knowing what our boundaries are, knowing what our non-negotiables are, knowing the power of our yes and the power of our no, right? Really like making ourselves a priority at this time, right? So that we can fully show up in these beautiful relationships and partnerships and dynamics that are coming forward towards us at this time, right? So we can be really balanced and we are receiving that amplified energy from other people being reflected back to us, right? It's a really powerful time, really beautiful, powerful energies at this time. So, of course, because we just had that beautiful new moon and because we just went through that freaking amazing equinox, I'm going to pull from a couple of decks this week. So we're going to start with the working light, of course. We're going to do Earth Magic and get connected with Gaia, and then we're going to do the Gateway Oracle. So thank you, angels. Thank you, guys, for being here with me and the Woo Woo crew, right? For those that are awakened or awakening on their path, angels and guides, please give us the messages that will serve the highest and greatest good at this time. What's all these beautiful energies going on? Stellium and Libra got for us. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. What do we need to know? Wow. And what do we need to see? Amazing. I like that needs to come out. Boundaries. What did I just say? Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Right? Bottom of the deck. So healthy boundaries allow us to be very discerning with our energies, right? It's the difference between a wall and a fence, right? A wall shuts everybody else out, but it also shuts ourselves out, and we can't kind of see what's going on. Whereas a fence, right, there's like little pockets, little spaces in which you can see and you can be discerning, all right? Do I want to, you know, open my fence and allow you in, or am I good and the fence is going to stay closed and you stay in your dance space and I stay in my dance space kind of energy. And boundaries are healthy, right? Because you're really standing your ground and honoring your space, you're honoring your well-being, you're honoring your soul, right? Like things that are not supporting you, the things that no longer feel good in your space, you're letting it go, right? And people only really have a problem with us setting boundaries when they've been, prone to crossing them. So if there's anyone in your life that has a problem with you standing in your truth and kind of setting boundaries and having to take some time for yourself and honor yourself and respect and nurture your own well-being, well, then maybe that person needs to go, right? And that's people, places, things, right? Sometimes it's the job that's not serving us anymore. Sometimes it's the relationships that we've had with certain people, right? Just because you're familiar with something doesn't necessarily mean that it's still good for you. It's time to move on, right? So we're really being supported in those energies right now in the northern hemisphere, right? Right now we're in the autumnal equinox. And autumn is all about letting dead things go, right? Releasing the things that are no longer serving us so we can conserve our energies and really heal and rest for the next part of our growth and development, right? As we move towards the next equinox in the spring. Beautiful energies coming in. Saw this in the shuffle, pre-shuffle. So align your life. What is not aligned and or needs to change, right? Again, with releasing these energies, the things that are no longer serving you. If it is not, I just saw 444. If it is not serving your highest and greatest good, putting you on your highest and greatest timeline, helping you to ascend, to grow, to evolve, to be the best version of yourself, then maybe it's time to go, right? And again, just because we're familiar with something doesn't mean that's the best thing for us, right? I used to smoke cigarettes, right? And no, it wasn't good for me, but it was what it was, and it filled a void, filled a need, right? And then when I quit smoking, right, I didn't go back to smoking cigarettes. I would smoke like Black Miles, whatever, but it felt good and it was very familiar, but it wasn't really good to me, right? It wasn't really good for me, right? So I had to release that and kind of move forward with my life. And I actually don't even miss it. Like I don't even think twice about it. It's not like when I'm around somebody who's smoking a cigarette, like I even get that urge. Like it just like woke up one day and I was like, "Oh, I'm good. Like I'm over this stage of my life, right? So sometimes we just got to let stuff go. We know that it might feel good temporarily, but it's not necessarily good for us, right? That might be our addiction to sugar or work or sex or exercise or hanging out with people that are kind of like low vibrational or always bitching and gossiping and whatever. Like some of those things just need to change. And that's not an assault on you or your character, right? It's just as you grow and evolve and change, right? Your tastes are going to change, right? Sometimes when you're a kid, you don't eat a certain thing. You become an adult and all of a sudden you're like loving that thing and something you would never really eat, right? Or even your taste buds change. We get new cells every 7 years, right? Every 7 years, actually, your body's like basically brand new, right? So what's the new that you're going to allow into your world? What can you let go of now? What can you clean out of your energetic space to make room for this new growth, this new blessing, these new, um, just delicious vibes that are coming into your world? Sorry, I thought I read my phone. Okay, cool. Protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. Every single night at the end of my day, I always call my power back to me. I call all my power back from all people, places, things, spaces, times, realities across all directions of time and space, in this lifetime or any other, across all galaxies and realms. Every single night. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Every single night, I call my power back to me, right? We do a lot in this world, and we're sharing our energies with a lot of other people, and especially if you're somebody who happens to be like out and about a lot or really interacting with a lot of different people, your energy is being, siphoned off. Every interaction you have with somebody, every conversation, even the places that you walk through, you're leaving your energetic imprints, and so are they. So it's really important to call all your power back to you every day so that you're refreshed, you're whole, you're in alignment with yourself, right? Maybe some of you want to do an actual soul retrieval, right? And are working with shamans and shamankas to go through that process and to step into the darkness to get the parts of your soul back that have been left along the way. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You're coming back to your wholeness, right? You're coming back to your one, to your center. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's a beautiful relationship to have with yourself. And again, with this beautiful Libra energy, that's you honoring the relationship with yourself. It's like, I want all parts of me back. I want to be whole again. I want to be complete. I want my feminine and my masculine to be in alignment. I want my light and my shadow to both be honored with love and gratitude. You know what I'm saying? And yes. What can you say yes to at this time, right? What yeses are in your heart and in your soul ready to speak through? Is it from your goals, your dreams, your desires, your relationships, right? Say yes to yourself. Say yes to your dreams. Say yes to your happily ever after. Say yes to you moving forward. Say yes to your growth, your evolvement, your expansion, your ascension. Awakening. I love this. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So, have you been receiving some of these ascension symptoms, right? I'm getting more throat chakra stuff. So I know a lot of that's been going on because I've been seeing it play out. A lot of upgrades in the throat chakra, a lot of upgrades within the third eye, as we're seeing things a little bit more clearly. Heart activations left and right, right? Everybody's really working with that, especially with this Libra energy, right? There's a lot of heart activations. Learning to really love yourself, learning to fall in love with yourself. Self love is the best love because you cannot give to another person what you don't have. So you're really out here just filling your cup up and then allowing that overflow to be shared with the rest of the collective, right? And for many of you, you just need to get some rest, right? Really rest during this time. Like honor your body, rest when you got it to rest, hydrate when you got it to hydrate. And for a couple of us out there as well, this is just you just astral projecting and astral traveling while you're sleeping. So knowing that maybe if you're waking up, and you're still a little tired, it's because you've been doing a lot in the ethers as well as on the earth plane. So understand that these upgrades and these shifts are happening for you, not to you. They're happening for you, right? To help you get again to your highest and greatest timeline to be the best and greatest version of yourself. Beautiful. And look at this energy, right? As we're moving in the moon, right? From the new moon as we're heading in towards like that full moon in Aries, even more powerful integrations, changes, upgrades, downloads are going to be happening to and for you, right? To really help expand your vision, help expand your heart, and really help to pour into you nurturing and healing all those beautiful relationships, starting with the relationship with yourself. Take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Like I said, rest when you're guided to rest, right? This is a eternal game. This is a long-term game. So you don't have to get everything done right now. You're not going to heal every part of you right now. You spent 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years sometimes being a person and doing things a certain way. You're not going to just wake up one day and cut off the light switch and, oh, it's done. No, like we have to slowly unfold and unravel and heal. And it's going to take a little bit, a minute, right? But focus on one area in your life that you want to make a shift in and put your energy there for a minute. And then the other areas, take stock of your life. Look around. Like, this is how I feel about my intimate relationships. This is how I feel about my friendships. This is how I feel about my family. This is how I feel about my children. This is how I feel about my job or my career. This is how I feel about my health. This is how I feel about my living situation. This is how I feel about my free time, my fun, my travel, my hobbies, whatever that is. Start giving yourself just a little guideline on a scale of 1 to 10. One is this sucks, it's empty, and it's not fulfilling me, and 10 is it's freaking lit. I love it, amazing. I would change a thing. I'll take this or something better. So taking stock at that, and then looking at the things that are kind of like at an 8 or below, and just giving them love, right? Gratitude, love, awareness, acknowledgement, and the shift comes from there, right? Sometimes all it's needed is we need to just take a step back and shift our perspective on things, right? Take a look at things in a different way in order to allow us to really move forward, right? And to allow us to integrate all these things that are going on, right? There are new truths that are coming down and being activated. They're not even new truths. You're reawakening the truths that you've already known, right? For many of us, it's like walking through this world and things we're taught or things that are shared with us, they just don't resonate with our soul. It's like something is not in alignment. And then we get these downloads, we get these upgrades, we get this information poured to us, the divine wisdom that we ask for from the Most High God. And then it's like a light bulb clicks. And you're like, that's why it didn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense, right? We're taught in the energy of fear instead of the energy of love. And that's not in alignment with the truth of our soul. Amazing. The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Like I said, this is an eternal thing, right? It doesn't need to all happen right now. You've been doing this for lifetimes, and in every lifetime you come in bigger, better, badder than you were before, right? Your skills a little bit more honed. The truths, the knowledge, the understanding that you have lying dormant within your DNA, right? That's really being activated at this time. So for many of you, you just have these beautiful innate gifts that are lying within you that you're starting to kind of like come into resonance with, right? You're just like things that are just second nature to you, whether that's painting or drawing or dancing or cooking or, you know, um, encouraging and motivating people, speaking, public speaking or photography, whatever that is, right? Because I have so many different amazing people in my life that have all these different skills and talents, like the friends that can walk into like a dilapidated house or room and see the beauty past it. And I'm like, how the hell do you see? And they can just figure it out. Someone that can just catch something with their eye and they just look at food or look at nature in a way that it's gorgeous. And then they're able to put that into a picture to share that moment with the rest of us, right? These are the things that you come in with. So how are you going to use them to serve your highest and greatest good and to serve the collective as a whole, right? How are you going to share your gifts? How are you going to show up? You've been doing this for a really long time. Keep going. All right, my beautiful Gaia, what messages do you have for the beautiful woo-woo crew this week? What do we need to know about these equinoxes, the new moon, all the deliciousness is coming in for us? Bottom of the deck, ego, communion. Like I said, sometimes you just need to take a step back and look at things with a higher perspective, right? See the big picture of things. There's very often that like I'll ask for something or pray for something and I put it out to the universe and God, that or something better because I don't know if what I'm asking for in this moment is actually going to serve my highest and greatest good. If it's actually in alignment with my soul's plans and my goals and my dreams, or if this is just something that like my ego wants at the moment to just have me feeling good temporarily. Again, like back to me smoking cigarettes. Like, it felt good temporarily, but it has really long term repercussions, right? This is not a assault on people that smoke cigarettes and that smoke cigarettes for years. I'm just using it as an example, right? So taking a step back, looking at things from a higher perspective. Again, the Most High God, your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, they have the big picture in mind, right? And so sometimes the place that we're being led down, right, the thing that takes us to the path of least resistance isn't necessarily what we would have had planned for ourselves in the logical sense, but it's for our greatest and highest good because it's getting us ready or in alignment or on path with what it is that we incarnated to do, what it is that we incarnated to be. Working with the fairies, and we got a beautiful earth magic. So thank you, Gaia, for showing up with this beautiful, beautiful earth magic. Get outside into nature if you can, right? Again, I'm in the northern hemisphere, so we're dealing with the autumnal equinox, so it's starting to get a little cooler. So weather permitting, if you can get outside, do that, right? Whether that's like hugging a tree, going for a walk outside. If you can get into a body of water, that would be incredible. But if you can't get into nature, bring nature inside, right? Work with the plants, work with the flowers, work with little bushes, whatever you can. Really utilize that energy and allow the fairies to help you. When I first became a plant mom, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I grew up in a house basically with no plants because my mom would like kill them all the time. My nana, on the other hand, had plants all the time. And so she had the green thumb, my mom had a black thumb, so I thought I was born with the black thumb. And then I started getting that message over and over again with the fairies and earth magic, and I was like, God, you gotta help me because I don't know what I'm doing, right? And so I went and got like a plant. I went to go buy one plant. The guy gave me like two others. He's like, oh, don't worry, they're gonna die soon, but he was like giving them away. And then I contacted the fairies, and I'm like, you guys gotta help me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't want plants dying in here. Like, I feel awful that they die around me. And my girlfriend was like, oh, put little, like, gems or things shiny around them because the fairies like that. Cool. Did that. I'm just being obedient, trusting all the people that do the plants all the time, listening to the earth angels that do the plants all the time. And I tell you, these beautiful plants grew. The plants that were supposed to die not only lasted, but they were growing new freaking leaves back like the next year. They were gorgeous, 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 gorgeous plants, right? And so I had to bring nature inside because I was in a place that was kind of cold and I couldn't get outside. But I had my beautiful heaven, I had my garden inside my house, and the energy of my home changed. Energy of my life changed, right? My world. I do a lot of spiritual work, so really working with all those plants just helped to just help keep me grounded all the time, right? So really working with nature at this time to help you stay grounded and centered and secure and earthing, right? It heals you. You're healing them, they're healing you. It's a beautiful give and take, right? The energy of the universe, everything is. And then we have mountain coming in with strength, right? So you are this beautiful pillar of strength and you are being strengthened at this time, right? You can see mountains far off in the distance, right? And they're like a guiding point to so many people. So that's what you are. You're showing up here, right? As this beautiful guiding point to others to let them know, hey, you're not alone and we're stronger together, right? Because I see different mountains here. And again with that higher perspective, we're just elevating, right? So for many of you, you're just elevating and seeing things clearly. It's like you've been ascending up this beautiful mountain, and the higher and higher you get, the cleaner the air is. The higher and higher you get, the more you can see clearly, right? The higher and higher you get, the the stronger you feel, right? Because you just climbed up this beautiful mountain. You just ascended these heights, and now you're seeing yourself in a way that you've never saw before, and that's amazing. Ooh, and we got volcano volatility. I love that. So climbing up this mountain, and sometimes they explode, right? You're embracing a new level of yourself, right? You're allowing yourself to be free. You're letting that fire energy out to create in this beautiful, magnificent universe, right? Like explosive, delicious energies, and fire is an energy of purification, right? It like burns everything in its wake in order to really heal and to nurture the soil and the nutrients. It's really beautiful the things that can grow in areas where there are fires, right? In areas where there's like volcanic eruption. So really beautiful, powerful energy, strong fire energy coming through, helping to amplify your healing, helping to amplify your creativity, right? And also just getting things under control, right? Like it's like, yes, I can be volatile and fly off the handle, but in this sense, it's more of a control things, right? It's allowing the things that are no longer serving us to come up and to be seen so that we can get rid of them, right? So that they're not just bubbling over, so that we're not walking around being a time bomb. No, we're letting all of the shit that does no longer serve us come all the way up to the surface and letting it out, letting it go, letting it be released back into the ethers, giving it back to the heavens, right? So that all that is left is that cool, calm, delicious energy left over, right? When it starts to really cool down and it starts to take forms and create different things, right? That is what you're doing. You're allowing the things that are no longer serving you. Hey, my beautiful butterfly friends. The things that are no longer serving you to come up to the surface for healing, for growth, for transmutation, for involvement, for ascension. This is amazing. I love it. Thank you, angels. Thank you guys for those messages. What are some final messages that we have for the beautiful way showers and light workers this week? Some final messages that we have for the beautiful way showers and light workers this week. Thank you, angels, and thank you, guys. Not taking notes. Just gotta feel like this one needs to be taken out. Bottom of the deck, planting seeds. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. What did I just say? Right? That beautiful fire energy. After it burns everything, the soil is fertile. It's ripe. There's rich, delicious nutrients in that stuff, right? And that is here helping you during the time of manifestation, right? We just had that beautiful moon. What are you manifesting? What are you working towards, right? Now is the time to plant those seeds in this beautiful garden because we're leading up to that amazing full moon in Aries, right? Coming up in the later in the month. So really pushing this thing forward. What is it that you want to plant? Are you planting weeds in your garden? Are you planting flowers? Are you planting vegetables? Are you planting trees? Are you planting bushes? What is going on in the soil? The soil of your soul. What is it that your soul is trying to give birth to at this time? What is it that your soul is trying to bring forth into this world, right? Like how can you help to really tend to your own inner garden, right? And so that you're harvesting the most delicious fruits of your life, right? The fruits of your delicious being. Wow. I am bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world, right? We're planting seeds. For some of you, this is going to be physical seeds of like an actual child, right? Your eggs getting nourished or whatever, and your sperm taking root. And for some of us, that is just the goals and the dreams and desires that we have going on, right? And we got to give it time to gestate. Again, we're in the autumnal equinox here in the northern hemisphere, right? So the leaves are falling, things are changing. You're putting some seeds. There are some things that are being planted at this time. And then we go into the winter season, right? Where everything is dormant and quiet and all the work is being done where? Underground, right? All the work is being done underground. We can't push things forward because the baby won't be ready, right? Whatever that baby is that we're giving life to, that we're nurturing at this time. So it's about planting the seeds, tending your garden, making sure everything's in alignment, and then giving it time to grow. Wow, look what's under that. Expecting miracles. That's beautiful. Miracles are blossoming in my life, right? Giving it time to grow, to nurture, to heal. Again, with the open hands and the plants and this beautiful light. You got to give it time, right? When human women are pregnant, right? The baby is supposed to be there for like 9, 10 months, right? If you do it too early, the baby may be premature and may not survive. So you can't rush these things. It's about divine timing. I just pulled one of those cards today, I think, on my Instagram, right? It's about divine timing. It's about letting things take time, letting these seeds take root, right? So that they can grow strong so that when we get into the spring equinox, right? And you might even be experiencing your spring equinox now if you're in the southern hemisphere. The things that you planted during the autumnal equinox, right, are finally starting to come forward. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a powerful thing. Hold on, guys. Okay, sorry about that, beloveds. I had a client calling, so I had to take that. Where were we? Giving birth to something, right? Manifestations. We don't want to push things forward before they're ready, right? You don't want your dream to be a preemie. I know sometimes we get impatient, right, on the journeys of life, and it's kind of like, I want this thing now, I want this relationship now, I want this goal now, I want this dream now. But sometimes we're just not ready, right? Sometimes we're just not ready, and we have to go down back roads and we gotta detour and we gotta stop and we gotta come back. We gotta look at things a little bit differently in order to prepare us, right? To give us the resilience, the strength, the resolve that we need in order to move forward, right? In order to, again, get to our greatest and highest timeline, right? To be the best versions of ourselves, right? Have you ever wanted something, but you're just not ready, right? It's like giving a little kid who loves playing with tools a toy saw versus a real saw, right? Just because they like playing with the toy saw at 3 years old doesn't mean that they're ready for a real saw, right? Sometimes they gotta work their way up to that, learn to be safe, right? Learn how to handle other tools, learn how to freaking walk and talk, right? Before you start handing them a chainsaw. It's the same thing with us, right? It's the same thing with us. Humans are such a new species, right? Like we're still kind of young in this whole process. So give yourself some time. Give yourself some time to be in this little earth suit and kind of figure things out. And then we got flying free. I unfurl my wings and fly, right? So this is about really releasing and surrendering to the universe. She's flying. The only thing she's wearing is like a little cloak, right? But nothing else. There's no bags. There's no weight, right? You gotta allow yourself to release the things that are no longer serving you, so that you can ascend higher. It's like a beautiful hot air balloon, right? When the hot air balloon's about to take off, what do? They get rid of the freaking sandbags, right? And they turn the heat up. So it's time to turn the heat up within your life. Get rid of those sandbags and fly high so you can see things once again from that higher perspective. This beautiful Libra energy is coming in to help support you in releasing things that are no longer serving you, seeing things from a higher perspective, and falling in love with yourself, falling in love with your dreams, your goals, your purpose, right? And to getting into alignment with the truth of who you are, and also allowing that to reflect out. Many of you, your soul tribe and your soul family, are going to be coming forward at this time. People are going to really be batteries in your back to help you get your dreams and goals activated, and that's freaking dope. And stepping into stillness. My power is born in the majesty of silence, right? Taking a step back, taking some time with yourself. Go for a walk in nature and just chill and walk, right? Not like overanalyze, not thinking, not trying to get your freaking like agenda together or your itinerary. Like, no, just go for a walk. Just go sit outside and watch some kids play in the playground or look at the birds or check out the sky. Like, do some cloud gazing, right? Take time for meditation, right? Go into prayer, listen to some cool, calm music, right? There's a ton of like dope binaural beats on YouTube, or even like I said, if you can't go outside, weather permitting, bringing that weather in, right? You can listen to like shamanic drummings and the rain, and there's all types of nature stuff like on freaking YouTube, right? So just really doing that and allowing yourself the peace and the grace of space of silence, right? Quieting your mind, just breathing, being one with your energies, not overthinking things, trying to get out of your own way. And thoughts come, they come, they come, they go, they come, they go. So take the thought, all right, thank you for that. Cool. Now back to my breathing. Just focus on your breathing. Even just taking a moment, going to the bathroom and taking just 3 deep breaths and calming your energy throughout the day will have you get a new perspective on some of the things that are going on, especially if you deal with a lot of people. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys so much. Happy Woke Wednesday, happy Equinox, happy New Moon in Libra, happy Sun in Libra. So giving you all the blessings and all the love for all of your relationships. First and foremost, the relationship with yourself. May it be blessed. May it be joyful. May you be in alignment with your truth, with your goals, with your dreams. And then may the soul tribe, the soul family that you're incarnated with begin to show up and show out in your life to really help support you, grow you, nurture you, love you, evolve you, ascend you. All right? I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. Later, guys.